Hey everyone, so this video is going to be setting up the image planes that we were looking at in Photoshop and putting them in Maya. So I just found out that I didn't actually have a video about how to do that, and I just jumped right into it. So what we're going to do is we're going to set up the screen in 3 different windows. The most of the time when we make environments, it's always in one window. I'm not a fan of 4 windows, and I don't see a lot of people using 4 windows in Maya. But using 3 windows in Maya for characters is common. So to set this up first, we're going to right-click on this little guy over here for panel layout, and then we're going to set it to 3 panes split left. Try to say that 10 times fast. And so then we have 3 windows here. We are going to change these windows so that this one here is perspective. So this one over here is going to be, sorry, jump scare. This one's going to be front. This one is going to be right. And all right, so we have that set up. Then we're going to go to pause this and make the dogs quiet. Dachshunds, man. They'll bark at anything. Okay, so now we're going to set up our image planes. So we already have the image planes all set up. Each one of these windows, by the way, has their own viewport menu, and you can have them all be different. So we're going to go to View in this front one, and we're going to go to Image Plane and Import Image. And then we go to this, and we go to this, then we go to this. And this is going to be front. And there's our character. And then we're going to go to our side view and go to View, Image Plane, Import Image, and there, Image Planes, Side View. All right. So now we have to make sure that both of these guys are looking are set up properly for creating the character. So first off, I'm going to turn off the grid so we can actually see it, and turn off the grid on this one as well. I'm going to leave the grid on that one. Then I'm going to click on this image plane, press W. Sometimes image planes for some reason don't want to select, and I don't know why that is for some people. So if you ever run into a problem with that, just go into your outliner and select the image plane that way. It should move it. And then I'm going to move this guy out of the way right down over here, and select the front one, move it out of the way over here. And then I'm going to go over here to create a box, or a cube rather. And I'm going to scale it up with these 2 axes, so the Z and X. Make it a little flat. Now the reason I'm doing this is because we need to make sure that when we're modeling stuff in this in the world, that the box is in front of this image plane and not behind it, because if it's behind it, we're not going to be able to see it properly. So I'll show you what we can see that it's in front of it just fine. If it is not in, it's behind it. If it's in front of it, it'll look like this, and you can't see the box. So you have to make sure that it's set up properly like that. Sometimes some people have it set up strangely, and I don't know exactly why. I think with the and when we do the head, I don't know if I go over the intro about that, but when we do the head, that's a little bit different. I'm going to go check that right now. All right, just checked on it, and the head is fine, so I don't have to do another one of these. All right, so we have this guy set up. Now what we want over here is we want to make this wireframe on shaded. And wireframe on shaded will enable you to see clearly what the wireframe is. And anything that is not selected, you'll also be able to see it. Over here, we're going to choose wireframe unshaded. Also, mine, for some reason, I made it really thick. I don't remember why I was doing that. But we could do wireframe unshaded here if you want. It doesn't really matter. I'll talk about perspective in a second. And then what we also want is we want to make sure that we have X-ray turned on in the front and in the side views. And the reason for this is that when we start modeling stuff in here, we want to be able to see if it's going out too far. So if it's going out too far, we want to be able to pull it in. So it's important to be able to see behind it, because otherwise you're kind of flying blind. So now we have everything set up just nicely. And the last thing that we could do, probably you're going to want to turn off the grid in this guy too, is that we may want to make the bring down the opacity of this just a little bit, because it's a little bit on the bright side. We could go to 0.5 in alpha gain. So I've clicked on the image plane and then clicked on alpha gain. Click on the image plane for that guy, 0.5, and now it should be just a little bit easier to modify, to model. And so make sure that at this point you save it, and then you just start with the next video and start modeling. There was something else I was going to say that was really, really vital and important. Oh yeah, in general, oh yeah, so one of the things is you can move these guys around. So if you're not working in the front, you can work on just the side. You can zoom around, etc. You can move this guy down and work on there. You can also move these guys down if you want, whichever. So the important thing also is that you could get the side looking just perfect, or what you might think is perfect, and you could get the front looking what you might think is perfect. But once you look at it in perspective, you have the added three-dimensionality. And so if you imagine what it would look like if you took a block of wood, you did a silhouette of the profile of the face, and you then on the front you did a silhouette of the front of the face. You cut that out, you cut that out. When you look at it after that, it doesn't look right. You'd think that it would look right, but it doesn't. So that aside, what you need to do is you need to model it in the front, on the side. Then you use your perception to see, does this look good? Does this look like a person? So a lot of times you'll be going back and forth between all three of these guys, just fixing things up. So this is a fun process. So I hope you enjoy it.